Good morning. It is Monday, March 7th, which makes it Sunday, June 5th. Buckle up, Buttercup. Yeah, Sunday, June 5th. So much to get to, what's going on this week. We jump into Ignite this week. So the great Dr. Susan Kenyon will be leading Robert and myself. So our crew, our market center, is teaching session 1. It starts today. If you look in your mail, excuse me, we lost him. First thing in the morning, we lost him. Hold on. There.
What happened?
And we're back. I don't know. I have a aardvark in my throat. You probably couldn't hear it, but I could feel it creepy. Yeah, so I'm like, I'm going to choke to death live on the air, which is great. Yeah, content. So if you check your morning news, you will see there is a link for Ignite. It gets started today. If you click into that and register, they're going to send you back your big fat invite, and just go to Google Calendar or whatever you use and drop it in your calendar. Then the link will be baked in for the entirety of the month, and you can join us on all the stuff with all the thing we start today. Susan Kenyon, who won our MVP, by the way, because she is a rock star, and Robert and myself will be in the room as your host for session 1 of Regional Ignite, which starts today. Also, regionally, starting tomorrow at Mohegan, is the awards and the masterminds. And just for clarity's sake, so people understand, this is sort of in place of us attempting to do a regional in-person mega camp. So back in August, when mega was happening, and they decided the numbers were weird, and they shrunk the number of in-person attendees, I think a lot of regions were like, we'll throw something together. And Nate's awesome, so he said, what's in New England where we can hang out and make it make sense? And he said Mohegan, so we booked Mohegan. The numbers got weird yet again, and we decided to cancel that event. So Mohegan's expecting us. Does this make sense? So in an effort to satisfy our relationship with Mohegan, we are going down tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday for the regional mastermind and awards ceremony. So we've done all the big national awards at Family Reunion in Orlando, 2 weeks ago? Then last Thursday, your executive producer with the great head of hair, Robert, threw together our local KWCLM event. And then now we're doing our regional one. That is tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. I do believe the link is still floating through the stratosphere. So if you click the link, you can book your room reasonably priced, I hear, because it's a casino.
Yeah.
They'll let you sleep in there for like $10. Just make sure you're drinking.
Who sleeps at a casino?
I do. I'm senile. Yeah. Do you gamble a lot?
No. I enjoy it.
Okay.
But I don't ever treat it like, let's go make some money. So I always treat it as entertainment losses.
What do they call it? Lost wages instead of Las Vegas, right? So if you had a crisp $30 bill burning a hole in your pocket, where would you go sit? What's the Asian game? Is the Asian game called Mahjong? Like, what is it called? Something like that?
Mahjong. I like that.
Yeah.
But you know what? If I had my $30, I would split between the roulette table and the blackjack table. Those are two of my favorites. I like roulette because you have literally zero control. You guess.
You separated at birth, Robert. I swear to God. Yeah, I bet on black 22. That's all I do. And the last time we were there for, this was actually in Vegas for Spring Masterminds a few years ago. And we went and sat, and I don't know what I started with. I didn't start with much. I probably started with a 20, and I got up to like $200 and walked away. I got the walk away power because I'm not that into it, but I just kept betting 22 and black and all this kind of stuff, and it worked out. So that's taking place.
My wife and I did some betting on a cruise ship, and we did the roulette table, and we were up about $1,000.
I feel like every time you get on a cruise ship, you're gambling. But go ahead. Yeah.
She was excited because she's like, we got winnings. Let's walk away. And I'm like, we've only been here for like an hour. Let's just play it. And we walked away with pretty much. I think it cost us $100 because I gave the guy a tip at the end. And she was mad. She's like, we spent $100. I'm like, no, we had like 3 hours of a blast.
Yeah.
For $100.
And they're feeding you cocktails, which is always nice. Yeah. I usually stand behind my friends that love to gamble, and I just pretend I'm holding their drink, and I'm also holding my drink because they're like, would you like a drink, Sarah, too? I would like a drink. Now, what's interesting is being down there during Lent, I will be down there on cranberry and Sprite. So they will not like me because I'm not drinking. And I won't be gambling, but we'll be at the awards ceremony. So the link for that is floating throughout regional emails, morning news. So click on the link if you want to get your ticket to join us for that. And then above and beyond that, book your room. or if you have a relative down there, you can stay with them, whatever. Also this week, super cool stuff. We're into session 6 of Bold. That is this Thursday. We graduate next Thursday, which, by the way, Robert, is St. Patrick's Day. Very cool. Yeah, sneaking up. And my prediction, I said one storm ago we were going to have 2 more storms. I'm starting to feel like the second storm is not coming. Very mild out there. Very mild out there.
Yesterday afternoon was spectacular.
Yeah. I can see the entirety of my front yard. I don't think there's another storm coming, but who knows? I still think there is.
We had our neighbors were the neighborhood was out. We were all walking up and down the street saying hi to each other. It's like, coming out of hibernation. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is awesome."
Well, it's that the cold weather is over. Everything's melting. It was super mild yesterday. People, you guys have 2 dogs, right? Yes. Yes. You are walking your ponies, and then the added level of people's comfort level, because most people, if they are double vax, triple vax, the masks are off, and there's just more of a comfort level of engaging with others. So there's a lot of excitement around that for sure. This week as well. And I'm going to get the dates wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday and Thursday. I hope I'm right. You can see in the news, brought to you by Zoe Kirkpatrick, the 2-day shift workshop with the great James Shaw, National Treasure, our Director of Education for KWRI. He's doing his 2-day shift workshop. Phenomenal class. Should jump into that. It's in the afternoon because he's giving you the morning to do your drinking lead generation. So I'm
sorry, you're what?
You're what? Do what now? Do what? And then I think the other stuff that we have to look forward to Friday. And I went away to Orlando and all these things were created. The March Marketing Madness. I have no idea what's going on. I believe you and Babs and Zoe are doing something on Friday. Talk to me about that. And it's moving. Because I have no idea. I know it's Friday. I just don't know what time it is, but it's happening here. I'm just not sure.
It's actually quite an event. We have 3 different classes happening. We've got 1 class at 9, 1 class at noon, and 1 class at 3. Okay. And Zoe's, Alana's watching right now. So if I make any mistakes in what I'm saying here, we'll correct it. And of course, Zoe will let us know.
We're wrong
in the news.
Yes.
But we've got 3 classes going on Friday. Now, they're basically the same class. We're doing it 3 times because we want to give people an opportunity to kind of take whichever class they want. And in the case of some people, you might want to take it twice. And so it's a 2-hour class. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a mashup. And the mashup is based on this. We're talking about your business and how to get more people involved in your business through smart plans. Okay, so we're talking about that one aspect, the business of smart plans. Then we're going to be talking about the marketing aspect of smart plans, how they work, how they kind of integrate into your world. And then the third part is the technical side of smart plans. So we're going to be building smart plans based on those first 2 sections. So it's actually a really, really cool event, and it's going to be happening 3 times on Friday in person and online. So we're doing it both ways. We're doing a hybrid class. Zoe's going to be firing off the day talking about how the smart plans in your business work. And then Alana's going to come in and talk about smart plans and marketing. And then I'm going to put it out. I'm going to kind of like bring it all together at the end, and we're going to put a smart plan together for you in the room live. So it's going to be exciting. As a matter of fact, Zoe Zoe, somebody, one of these two Alana put it up on the Facebook feed here for the Eventbrite. So excellent. It's going to be exciting.
And it's come one, come all. You do not need to be smart or have a plan. You're still allowed in the room, so I can come. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to be there. Not smart. I have no plan. So,
can you explain for the layperson the confusion between what is a campaign and what is a smart plan, and how we utilize them, how we cross-pollinate them to build our business on both sides of the fence?
One touch versus many. The easiest way to describe this is when you have an open house. It's usually, I won't say last minute because you know it's coming, but it's something that's kind of rapid. It's a rapid deployment where you have an open house, and you need to get that out there. This is a perfect example of a campaign. You've got one event, you've got one thing to talk about, and it's pretty much finite. It's going to be this weekend. So campaigns are perfect for that. You use an email campaign or something like that. But a smart plan is a multi-touch campaign, and it takes place over time. Think of this as nurturing your contacts
Amen.
over time.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to think of smart plans as multi-touch campaigns. A lot of people refer to that as drip campaigns.
Yes.
And the idea behind it is you want to set up a plan to reach people multiple times over a period of time. A 32 touch plan is a perfect example. And you're going to build this plan so that it runs in the background over and over with these multiple touch, these nurturing reach outs. And that happens while you're sleeping. Whereas, again, a campaign is a single touch, a smart plan is a multi-touch, and it's designed really around nurturing.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, he's written a bunch of books. If you're into Gary Vaynerchuk, he's got a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook, right? And that's where the smart plan is the jab, jab, jab. It's the constant communication over time. Just the tap on the shoulder. I'm still here. I'm still your person. I'm still here. I'm still your person. And then the right hook or the campaign is, here's the event you should be coming to. Yeah. I've been reminding you I'm in real estate. Here's one of my events you should come to, right?
Absolutely.
And I think people fall on the nerve sort of, well, I haven't started smart plans and I'm sort of doing okay, said nobody this week, by the way. You know, it goes back to when we talk about profit share. When's the best time to plant a tree, Robert? Or knock one over with your tractor? 20 years ago, right? And then what is the best, you know, and the second best time is today, right? So if we're focused on time and we get all caught up in the fact that we start to remind ourselves of all the things we haven't done yet, stop that, right? And we start to think about what I could do tomorrow. My plan moving forward will be X. It needs to start today. So, you know, having those conversations, starting to look at some of the smart plans and campaigns that are in there, and then, of course, jumping in on Friday. If you're not going to wait until Friday, or you're going to join on Friday, but you also want to sharpen your sword, you can also book time, obviously, at timewithbabs.com, timewithrobert.com, so you can have those conversations. Now, tomorrow, I trust, there'll be more conversations about all this stuff, because tomorrow's Tech Tuesday. So what's happening tomorrow at 11 and 1 and 3?
Yeah, well, that you caught me off. I don't know.
That's okay. I don't know. Well, we said we're not smart and we don't have a plan, so there it is. I wasn't sure if we could foreshadow a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I didn't bring that one up because I had the other one, but let's see.
That's okay.
Let's see what we've got.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have it. I haven't got March ready.
That's okay.
I got it. We'll figure it out. I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you tomorrow morning.
Oh, right. When I would normally ask you, yes. Yeah, I sort of caught you off guard. I do want to take the opportunity because if we don't talk about it today, because you were in respite on Friday. I was at traffic court on Friday. What a pleasure. I do want to take one last opportunity, not that we're not going to mention again. I sing your praises all the time. A phenomenal job directing from the background on Thursday night for our award show. I've said it 50,000 times to anyone who will listen. My cats don't like me anymore. Without fail. If you were going to put on a production like that, at that level, at that production level, as flawless as it was, and I know for you and I, like you, anytime if you're on the air and when you stop talking before the next person starts talking, it feels like 7 hours. It was really 2 seconds. Anyway, and the initial faux pas, if you can figure out what we're talking about, I'll buy you a prize. There was one time that I teed up a segment. I teed up a segment out of order, and Robert still jumped on it perfectly. Do your homework. If you can identify where I tripped him up in real time and he still crushed it, I will buy you. I'll get you a Fribble. Do they still make those? Is Friendly still available?
Is Friendly's even around?
Well, they're in Western Mass. If you're heading to Masterminds at Mohegan, you're going to take the Pike out west, and they have the Friendly's bushes on the when you're going westbound. It's on your left-hand side.
Isn't it like right at the border?
The one in Dover's been leveled. The one that was down here is now our favorite restaurant, Robert, Vita Cantina. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know they're still around. So you know what? If you're chemically enhanced, I'll get you a Shamrock Shake. They're still in season. Yes. Would you like the green drink? Yes. Solian green. It's made out of people. So I'll get you one of those if you can figure it out. But you did such a great job. Let me finish my point. If we were going to have something at that level, normally you would have to hire outside talent. So we are blessed to have you. Thank you so much for everything you did. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Great job.
It was a pleasure doing it. And you know, I want to make sure that we also recognize the amount of incredible work that Alana has done putting together all of the posts and the awards for everybody to be able to post on their
social media onslaught Friday morning was awesome.
Wow.
Yes. Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
she has been working her tail off to
Yep.
get that ready, and it just started appearing, and I was watching them start to roll in, and I
Yeah.
was so excited for everybody. I'm going to give you guys a little secret here. We recorded all of the different platforms, and I recorded full 4K HD of the entire thing. So one of the things that's going to happen is I'm going to make it available for everybody, not only as a presentation, but also segment by segment. So we're going to put those up in a section in YouTube, so you can actually share that with everyone to show them where you were at, and you could post those things as post links to those.
Awesome.
So that's coming. So it's going to take a few days to get that all together, but I don't want it to get too far past it. So I'm working hard on getting that ready for you guys, and there's some great stuff in there too.
So awesome. So you were going to say, we were moving on before I jumped on the congratulations for the contest. We were talking about leveling trees and
Shamrock Shakes. Shamrock Shakes. Sit down for this one, people. This one blew my mind.
Add a little Dr. McGillicuddy's? No, go ahead. Sorry.
The Grimace. The Grimace.
Yeah.
On the purple one, obviously not a Shamrock Shake, but the purple one. Do you know what the Grimace is? This is going to blow your mind. I found this out.
I feel like it won't, but go ahead. Okay.
The Grimace was supposed to represent a taste bud.
Oh. Then why were they naming it Grimace? I just grimaced when you told me that.
I'm just going to leave
that's
that
where they
right
came up
there.
with the name. Nope.
The Grimace is a taste bud.
If they were smart, they should rock back like the Fry Guys. All those things should be back. Like, leave Ronald in the closet. Like, he's frightening. He's just, because it's always some guy who was out of work. He's like, I'll be your Irish clown. Like, it's always a catastrophe. But anybody who's in full costume regalia with not some weird makeup job that they did at home or in their car in traffic, bring back the Fry Guys. I want the Fry Guys back. It was a good time. It's a good time. That was always my nickname for McDonald's, the Irish clown. Yes.
We're getting the reaction in the comments that's exactly what I expected. I couldn't. My jaw hit the ground. I'm like, oh my god, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not often like this is when, and this was years ago. There was a show on MTV. The kids are like, what are they talking about? Remember when Ozzy's family had their show?
Oh yeah.
And Jack was like leaving rehab. Their youngest Jack was leaving rehab, and they were driving him home, and they're driving past McDonald's, and he goes, "Oh, the McRib is back," and like that just stuck. So Janine and I say it all. She thinks it's gross, and I think a lot of people think it's gross. I'm one of the guys. Box checked. I love the McRib. Love the McRib. Yes, it is a rib-shaped processed piece of meat, and it's phenomenal.
It's everything but rib. I don't understand it.
But here's the thing. So we're making our point. If you're doing a smart plan, you're just advertising McDonald's all the time. And then there's a campaign for the McRib, right? So you remind me 365 days of the year that you sell overprocessed, really awful food. But then you drop a Shamrock Shake and a McRib on me, and I'm in. I'm all in. Yes. It's good times. It's very good times.
Wow. We are definitely creatures of the marketing that we observe.
We're right there. We're all on it.
Yeah.
I want to remind people your opportunity is huge right now with we talk about this, calling the people that you know and love and trust. And I know that people are leading into leads and people are calling the unmets. And I think we might have talked about this last week. I feel like we didn't, though. I feel like I talked to him and we didn't talk about it. Maybe we did. The great Brandon Schaefer, who is the ISA for the Zoller Group, in the last month or so, putting massive deals under with unmets. And the reason he would tell you the reason he's been able to do that with people that he doesn't know, he's calling Robert Vincent for the first time and building and nurturing a relationship, but eventually getting this person to list a house in the 900s, a house north of $1 million, is because he's consistently contacting them. So when they become transactional, he's not the person they think of, but he's the person they think of because he's the one that called them back yet again, right? So everybody, if you think about it, if you are a parent, if you are married, if you own a house, I say this to you guys all the time. Were you ready for any of those decisions? Right? Like you wanted to, but were you truly ready? No. We get married because it seems appropriate at the time, right? and then we work on our marriages for the rest of our life. At least I do. Well, my wife might argue with that, but yeah, you've heard this adage: you date your wife every day, you date your husband every day. Were you ready to buy a house? No, but it was appropriate in your life at the time that you needed to move into a house finally. Like that was the next logical step, right? Were you ready for kids? Well, we planned it, but were you actually ready undertaking of parenthood? All those things. And traffic court. Were you ready for that, right? So all these things in the grand scheme.
What happened to traffic court?
I'll tell you in a second. We're not ready. We're not ready for any of this.
Lead up ever.
If we keep waiting until we're ready, it's never going to happen. You guys are all prepared. You guys have all the tools. You guys have the entire staff standing behind you to go communicate with your people, to find out the people that you know and love and trust, who you sold a house to or own a home. That's your number one conversation right now. The only way we break this log jam, as Nathan would say, is by getting people to start to raise their hand and join the market. And as soon as somebody raises their hand and says, I'm in, then the next hand goes up, and the hand after that goes up. And that's how we're going to change all this. We are the largest real estate company in the state of New Hampshire. And I'm using that reference point because this is where we started. Also in Vermont, also in Mass, also in Maine. In the state of New Hampshire right now, there are less listings than we normally carry as a market center. So it's incumbent upon us to change all of this. Everybody's waiting to see our next move. What will your next move be? Hyper important that it's calling your people to start to create the inventory that our industry requires to move forward. If we wait on some of these other brokerages to do it, I try to do it without laughing. It's not going to happen. We have to do it. Whatever happens next in this market will be all our fault, positive or negative. I want to blame it on us. So let's be the agents of change, pun intended. So you're asking about, I'll let you know about Aiden before we go. A good friend of ours who is the chief of police in a certain town, God bless him, there's 2 tickets, by the way, if you're playing at home. On his first ticket said, just send it back in, not guilty. Because you want to go have a conversation, right? You don't just want to fall on the sword. So we did, and we got a wonderful letter back from our friends at the Northwood Police Department that basically said, we're going to reduce your fine. He was very proud of the 22 because he knows that's my number. He was doing 47 and a 25. Wasn't great. On the way to school, by the way. Couldn't wait to go get to school and get educated.
Was he late for math class that day?
No, he was late for slowing down. So he got lit up. We sent in the not guilty so we could go have a conversation. And because we've never done this before. It's our first short person getting their first ticket. I got a ticket back in the Bronze Age in Massachusetts, but I think my dad just paid for it because we were just like, it wasn't that bad. It was $248, 22 miles over the speed limit, and they sent us back. We're going to reduce your fine to $93. Delicious, but we still need you to come to court. So that's where I was on Friday. We went to Candia Traffic Court, Mayberry RFD. So quaint. We walk in, only people in there. We got there early. They march us right up. We sit with the court attorney, and wants to hear Aiden's side of the story. Aiden says blah blah blah. It matches. He's not trying to fight it, but he's just there to show up and hopefully get it reduced. So they held to the $93. We have to go back now for a second appointment because the license loss didn't happen Friday. So now we have to go to RMV court. And that judge will either take it that day or tell us when it will start. So he still loses his license for 20 days. You can't avoid that. It was within 6 months or a year if you're a new driver. And this window sticks with you until you're 20. So, and then behind that, we also know we have another appointment coming for the one that he got on 16. So there's likely 3 more appointments that will involve at least 1 more ticket, and then there's just, as I tried to explain to Aiden, and I'm hoping if anybody's kids are listening, for the love of God, it's not the fine. I'm speaking for myself. It's not the fine. It's not the day off to spend quality time with my son at traffic court. It's the insurance. It's the tattoo you cannot remove. So, yeah, because I have my in-laws on my insurance. So my father-in-law hit some trigger a couple of years ago. Like when he was like 78, the number went way up. And as I said to Kaylee, my senility number is about to kick in too, right? They start counting my gray hairs. They'll be like, you shouldn't be driving either, Mr. Lindsay. So very expensive Friday, but not really, but it's going to be when the insurance kicks in. Yeah, but all is well. He's a good kid. And he wasn't driving all weekend. He's a good kid.
He's only been to traffic court, 6 times in 6 months? I mean, as a new driver, he's a good kid. He's a good kid.
He's in an Irish gang. We're going to get him a little shamrock tattoo right under his eye like a teardrop. Yeah.
Get him a moped.
Maybe a skateboard. Not really sure. Anyway, we're going to take off. We'll see you guys in Ignite for the region. You can sign up for that right now and jump into the class with us right now. And have a great day. If you're looking for Robert, it's timewithrobert.com. If you're looking for Babs and marketing, it's timewithbabs, B-A-B-S, timewithbabs.com. If you need my face, it's meetwithcoach.com. And, of course, if you're looking for JV, I think you have to call her today, actually. But I'm not going to give out her number. If you're looking for JV, you can track her down. I know that the great Jason Westcott is on a day off today. So I'm not going to have you bother him either. You can call them both, but I'm not going to give out his number. You have his number. If you've been listening, you have his number.
You can find JV at 1 o'clock today.
Yes, ask the broker at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Absolutely.
You know where she's going to be.
Absolutely. All the questions. Absolutely. And she's doing absorption. And you're wondering what absorption is? Find out Thursday night. We'll talk more about it this week. She's doing absorption. She's going to hijack the night school class on Thursday with Jason and do absorption. Nice. So be there for that. We'll see you soon. Have a great day, everybody.